So far, I'm only using one worksheet in my workbook. My inventory is only for 1 month and only appears on one sheet. But let's take a look at how you can use the other sheets to accomplish your goals in Excel. By default, 3 sheets appear when you create a new workbook. If you want to change this default setting, you can do that in your Excel options. I'm going to leave the default setting set to 3 for right now. I can add new sheets as I need them. I would like to name this first sheet January. To do this, just right-click the Sheet tab, and from the menu that appears, choose Rename. Now the word Sheets appears highlighted, and you can begin typing the new name. If I want to rename the next sheet, I just select it and do the same thing. Or, if you prefer to use the ribbon, you can click the Format commands in the Cells group on the Home tab, and then select Rename Sheet. The word Sheet appears highlighted, and you can begin typing the new name. You can use whichever method you prefer. Personally, I use the first way I showed you. I think it's a bit faster for me, but you'll learn what works for you. Since my default sheet setting is 3, I need to add more sheets so that I can list my inventory each month. To add a new sheet, left-click the Insert Worksheet icon and a new sheet will appear. I'll do this several more times so that I will have enough sheets. If you'd prefer to use the keyboard shortcut, just press the Shift key and the function 11 or F11 key at the top of your keyboard. If you do decide you want to delete a sheet, just right-click the sheet and select Delete. Or, if you like using the ribbon command, just select the sheet you want to remove and click the drop-down arrow next to Delete in the Cells group on the Home tab. From the menu that appears, select Delete Sheet. Okay, now you know how to rename, add, and delete sheets. Let's actually go ahead and rename these 2 sheets. We can add the rest of the months later. On my January sheet, I have all my inventory information for that month, but all my other sheets are blank. I want to copy all this information to my February sheet. I can do that by selecting it all, selecting the Copy command, and then left-clicking the February sheet to select it. Now I can click the Paste command and select Paste from the list, and all the info appears on the sheet. This is a lot easier to do than typing this information into the sheet, but copying and pasting into multiple sheets can be time-consuming also. This is where grouping comes in. Before I group my sheets, I need to copy the information I want to paste. I actually just want to paste my heading and categories to the remaining months, so I need to select this information and click the Copy command. Now we're ready to group. To group contiguous sheets, or sheets that are all in a row, click the first sheet you want to group, then press and hold the Shift key on your keyboard. Now click the last sheet you want to group. You see how March, April, and May all changed color and now the sheet tabs are white? Well, these sheets are now grouped together. Select the cell where you want the information to start. Now click the Paste command, and the information appears. But instead of pasting it to just one sheet, it appears on all 3 sheets. We can also make formatting changes when sheets are grouped. For example, I want to add 2008 to the beginning of my title. If we do it once, the change will appear on all three sheets that are grouped. It looks like I need to change the width of my columns as well. That looks a lot neater. As you can see, the tabs are still white, which indicates they are all grouped. To ungroup sheets, just right-click one of the sheets and select Ungroup from the list. Before we finish talking about grouping, let me show you one other way to group. What if I want to make a change only to 2 or 3 sheets and they aren't side by side? You can do this using the Control key. Select the first sheet you want to group, then press and hold the Control key on your keyboard. Now select any of the other sheets you want to group, and release the Control key. You can see that the sheets you selected now appear in white and are grouped together. If I make a change now to 1, it will appear in all the grouped sheets, but not the ones that were not grouped. So, whatever I change will only appear in March and May. There is one more thing about working with worksheets that I want to show you because I find it helpful. This is the ability to freeze or lock specific rows or columns in your spreadsheet. Excel calls this freezing panes. When you freeze panes, you select rows or columns that will remain visible all the time, even as you are scrolling. You see, right now when I scroll down my spreadsheet, I can't see the column headings that let me know what type of information each column contains. If I scroll to the right, I can't see the column that tells me what item all this inventory information refers to. To freeze a row, select the row below the one that you want to freeze. Since I want row 1 and 2 to appear at the top, even as I scroll, I'll select row 3. Now click the View tab. In the Window group, click the Freeze Pane command to view the list, and then choose Freeze Pane. Everything above this line is frozen in place. When I scroll in the worksheet, the first 2 rows stay pinned at the top so I can always see the column headings. To unfreeze the pane, just select the Freeze Pane command and select the Unfreeze command. Now, you can do the same thing with columns. Let's say we want the first 2 columns to always appear on the left. Just select the column to the right of the columns you want frozen, and then click Freeze Pane and Freeze Pane again. Now as we scroll to the right, those columns stay right in place. Freezing rows and columns can be especially helpful when dealing with large spreadsheets, so this is a good thing to know how to do. It doesn't change how the spreadsheet looks printed, but it does make working with it electronically a lot easier. We've gone over a lot, but it really is important to know how to work with worksheets so that you can easily navigate your workbook and use it most efficiently. Take some time to explore worksheets on your own.